Hi everyone, this is Greg McCoach, editor of the Mining Speculator. We're here in Vancouver, Canada at the Metals Investor Forum. Today I'm with President and CEO Alan Carter of Cabral Gold. Alan, well, welcome to be here. This is the first time for us. I'm just learning about the story as opposed to some of the other interviews I've done where I've known the companies for quite some time. So I'm excited about what I've heard so far, and I'd like you to really sell me in this interview, right? Because as you sell me, I think your story is gonna come across to others who are watching. So you're a Brazilian gold play.
Yep.
The name of the project is kind of hard to pronounce, but I'll let you.
Cuiú Cuiú.
It's
actually the name of a fish that swims in the rivers up there, but yeah.
Yeah. And Brazil, Brazil is abundantly blessed with gold. I've been down there on a site visit once before, a long time ago. But why don't you tell us a little bit about the political climate in Brazil and why your company is there?
Sure, Greg. Brazil, as you know, is the world's 8th largest economy. There's 210 million people live in Brazil. It has a very vibrant mining industry. There's a lot of major iron, copper, bauxite, gold mines in Brazil. We are working in an area of Brazil called the Tapajós. The Tapajós is in southern Pará state in northern Brazil. It's the site of the world's largest ever gold rush.
Wow.
So it's a pretty special part of the world.
And that's saying something when you look at the Yukon gold rush that we know how big that is.
Yeah, that's right. And so the Tapajós gold rush, a relatively recent phenomenon, occurred between 1978 and 1995. It was 10 times the size of the California gold rush in terms of people.
Oh, yeah.
There was 1 million people during that period rushed up to this part of Brazil and started washing gold from the streams and rivers up there. So over that sort of 18, 20-year period, there was between 20 and 30 million ounces. Some estimates are as high as 50 million ounces of placer gold extracted from the streams and rivers there. So I've been on a bit of a quest together with some of my colleagues to run down as many of the hard rock sources of that placer gold as we possibly can in the last sort of 12 to 15 years or so. And during the last few years that we've been focused on this part of the world, we've actually identified 4 gold deposits.
Wow.
4 gold deposits with 43101 compliant resources.
Wow. And you know, when I was in Brazil, I remember there were some areas that were easily accessible, and then there's some areas that are out in the middle of nowhere. How does your project stand with infrastructure and roads and things?
Pretty good. It's improved a lot in the last 3 or 4 years. There's a major federal highway that was recently paved 3 years ago. That's a north-south highway that's quite close to us. The biggest gold project in the belt that's so far been discovered is something that we were directly involved in the discovery. It's now owned by Eldorado Gold. They've put a new road into their project from the highway, and our Cuiú Cuiú project is 20 kilometers away from their project. So we've got a road in, there's road access in via their project, it's improving quite a lot.
Yeah, and Eldorado, they're nobody to sneeze at. That's a big operation. They're a big gold company in the world, and you know, is there any possibility that if you had success that they'd be interested maybe as the major that would take you out? Or
I think there's a pretty good possibility at some point. Right now they have a 2 million ounce deposit. They've done a feasibility study on that project. They are in the final stages of permitting. Our resource right now is a little bit smaller than theirs, but I think we've got tremendous upside. They have a gold in soil anomaly on their project, which is about 3 kilometers long, using the same threshold. We have a gold in soil anomaly which is 18 kilometers long.
Wow, and it's all near surface. This isn't.
Yep.
This is not deep drilling. How deep do you think you'll drill on these anomalies?
Well, the 1.3 million ounces that we've blocked out so far, Greg, is down to about 200 meters in 2 small spots within that 18 kilometer long anomaly. The focus for us moving forward is to test all the other. We have multiple targets here. We've drilled a few holes outside the 2 deposits that we've blocked out so far, and we have economic drill intercepts on 8 other targets outside the current resources. So we've got quite a lot to go on. In addition to that, there's probably 15 to 20 areas where we've got visible gold on surface that look to be part of high-grade veins, and they have no drilling.
Wow.
And so, you know, I'm really optimistic that the 1.3 million ounces that we've blocked out so far is the tip of the iceberg. It comprises about probably less than 5% of the geochemical anomaly that we've got on surface. So there's a tremendous amount of upside at Cougar.
Yeah, a lot of opportunity, and I like when it's shallow drilling. 200 meters is very, very good from a cost standpoint. You can put a lot of drill holes in at 200 meters a pop. So
yeah. The project itself has had a fair amount of historic drilling. That 1.3 million ounce resource I mentioned was based on an initial 26,000 meters of drilling. Subsequent to that, in 2012, there was another 22,000 meters of drilling completed, but the resource estimate was never updated. So we've taken all that data and we're currently in the process of revising the resource estimate. So we expect to have a revised resource estimate out in the next week or two.
So let me understand this. If you have all these anomalies, would they tie together? You're trying to tie them together, or could they be separate open pits on the same property? What do you? I mean, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but not metallurgically, but engineering-wise.
Yeah, some of the anomalies will undoubtedly merge to be much larger deposits. The two deposits that we've blocked out so far are both open pittable. They're 5 kilometers apart. However, some of the other targets around these are very close, within a few hundred meters. So I think there's good upside on both the two prospects themselves, but as I said, there's these 8 other targets within a maximum of 3 or 4 kilometers of the existing resources that we need to do more drilling on.
And it sounds like the odds are good there.
I think it's tremendously exciting. I mean, I can't remember in my career ever coming across a gold in soil anomaly this large.
Yeah.
As I said, we have a major company right next door to us.
Yeah.
Tremendous upside. We're doing a lot of surface work right now, trenching, soil sampling, channel sampling ahead of drilling, which we expect to start later this year. So it's an exciting time for the company.
Yeah, and metallurgically, let's ask that question too, because I'm sure you've done some bottle roll tests to test out what we're seeing, what kind of recoveries we get.
Generally, we're getting 94 to 98% gold recoveries. That's a combination of gravity recovery and carbon in leach, and so it's got excellent recoveries. The geology and the mineralogy, and subsequently the metallurgy, is very, very similar to our neighbours down.
And this is gold only on this property. No.
Yeah, there's a little bit of silver, Greg. There's no deleterious elements. There's no arsenic or bismuth or antimony, which as you know,
the bad boys. Yeah.
Sometimes go with gold. Not in our case.
Not in that case. Well, that's clean stuff, and those kind of recoveries are really, really good. So. Share structure.
Yeah, good question. So we have 31.4 million shares issued and outstanding right now. We have about $3.5 million in the bank. So we have a pretty good capital structure. We're always concerned about dilution, but it's nice to have a share structure of only 30 million shares out or so, and already 1.3 million ounces on the scoreboard. The size of the geochemical anomaly here,
that's the most exciting. That's the upside potential for the stock price. You're trading at what right now?
We're trading about 32 cents. So this the company has a sort of 9 to 10 million market cap right now. We have 3.5 million in the bank, so 6.5 million enterprise value.
Yeah.
And if you convert that to a per ounce basis, we're being valued at about $5 Canadian or 3.5 US per ounce in the ground.
Wow.
So I think it's an excellent investment opportunity, if I do say so.
No, I'm with you. As a newsletter writer, I've been very impressed with the companies I meet at Metals Investor Forum. So you're checking all my boxes as I do my evaluations and getting to know a new company like yours. In summary, with a tight share structure, existing resource, great blue sky upside potential with all these different, gold and soil anomalies, it's a very exciting situation, and let the drills start turning and let's see what happens.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be exciting. And as I said, we've got lots of news flow coming out in the near term here. So, yeah.
Alan, it's a pleasure.
Thanks very much, Greg.
Glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you.